Ladies and gentlemen, Grenada is considered, in my honest opinion, the creme de la creme. So this is the view of Halifax State. Yeah.
Our first stop, an old traditional spice factory. Grenada is known as a spice island. Nutmeg is a big export, along with cocoa beans, from which chocolate is made.
This plant is during Valentine's Day, a special birthday, to enjoy or to release what we call happy hormones. The reason for that is because we're talking about chocolate, chocolate, and where it all began, start in this pot right here.
We learned about the spice mace, vanilla beans, cinnamon, and
allspice.
Oh, allspice.
Well, allspice, as some people might think.
is it good?
Some people might think, well,
They even have an aphrodisiac.
a root called bobonde. The bobonde, for you gentlemen, if you really want to give the wife a treat, and most of the men when they go home, their wife is upset, they would have drunk at least under the counter. So when they reach home, the wife is upset for a few minutes, but they make up for it, you know, when my time comes, I will be making this my best friend. But it's quite effective.
Give you $50.
Yes.
Back on the bus, we tried the noni fruit.
Oh.
And what is that good?
Here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the school.
Next stop, the Guyav Nutmeg Processing Cooperative.
You crush the shells from the nutmeg. The nutmeg come forward, and then they remove the nutmeg from the shells.
Lots of goodies to buy. The aromatic spice necklaces make a great gift.
I just want two for 10.
Thank you.
Grenada had achieved independence in 1974, but a Marxist-Leninist movement took over in '79. By '83, Grenada was in economic turmoil. After rescuing U.S. medical students, the U.S. Marines helped the Grenadians get their democracy back.
The U.S. stepped in to bring back our democracy back to us. And, you know, we are a free people, but we are a free people of choice.
Our driver found some fresh cocoa pods.
This is where chocolate began. The cocoa. The cocoa beans. On the inside,
Oh my gosh, it's slimy.
all is purple.
You don't bite into it. You want to try
When
it?
it's purple,
Kind of fruity like though.
Next stop, Grand Etang National Park.
a lot of it right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we are approaching our Christmas season, where you make a lot of ginger beer. You'll actually, the ginger itself is grown on the ground. And I would have mentioned before the turmeric. This is the turmeric over here, used as a substitute for saffron. The turmeric itself, apart from serving as a medical herb itself for inflammation and so forth, you can also use it for coloring your food just the same. I have some friends over here that I like to jam with when I come here, so I want to get a party started. The view, well, we may not be able to see the crater lake from here because of the fog.
Lots of rum punch for the tourists. Thank you.
Oh, it's been very enjoyable.
Next stop, Annandale Falls.
Wow, the waterfall is waiting for me to take a shower.
We were delighted and surprised by the Annandale Fall Jumpers. Hey Ricky, you did great.
Thank you very much, man.
Contribution box for your
This
company.
picture will remind you all of Grenada.
We highly appreciate
And
it.
also a show of a lifetime.
But the man with the camera look like the Million Man. Did anybody ever told you? You look like George Clooney. Well, put the camera on your wife. She told you already. I love the roses on her arm. It make her look so strong. And she has a man of compassion. George Clooney, you're the man.
Next stop, Fort Frederick, and a lesson in French history.
The last time that the French actually took over the island.
France built Fort Royal, which became Fort George when the British took over in 1762. But the French were back in 1779. Coste d'Estaing and 1,300 soldiers landed miles north of the harbor, marched inland, and turned around to attack Fort George from the high ground in the rear. Here's a view of the old fort from the cruise dock. The victorious French began building new forts on the high ground, so no one else could use their overland invasion route. But to no avail, 4 years later, France ceded Grenada back to Britain.
So the British was able to take ownership of the island one last time before they had full colony of the island until our independence in the year 1974.
Time to head back to the bus just as a rain shower started. Hey, thanks a lot. Back to the ship for a late afternoon departure for our next port, Ditch, on the island of Bonaire, just north of Venezuela.
The captain speaking. Hope you've had a great morning ashore in Grenada, the occasional passing shower or liquid sunshine as it's referred to in these parts. We're completing our pre-departure safety checks, and as soon as everything is ready, we'll be letting go our lines. The passage distance to Bonaire is 391 nautical miles, equivalent to 450 land miles. Sunset tonight will be around about 20 to 6, and sunrise tomorrow at around 20 to 7. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome home to Royal Princess.